Everyone has a story to tell. They're just looking for someone who wants to hear it. We assume no one wants to listen, and because we already know our own story so well, it gets a little boring to our own ears. We start to believe that our life experiences are pretty much the same as everyone else's, that our stories aren't worth sharing, that they're not interesting. But they are, and it's my goal to prove it to you. My name is Chris Beatty, and these are Interesting People. Today's guest is my very first work friend, who went on to quit that job, join a cool Silicon Valley startup, and move in with homeless people. Kylie Sheehy.
I can't hear you. This is off to an awesome start.
Here, is it? Did I fix it?
Yeah, there you
There we
go.
go. Okay. I got a lot of microphones. I'm just like very savvy and technologically advanced.
Well, I could tell because you got like some weird headset and what's your fake background that you keep on like fading in and out of?
This is actually a screenshot I took of a Teams background that I like better, but then when it's too small for Zoom, so it's so vixly, it looks absolutely fake. But that's what we got.
So you're like pretending to be in some random apartment and
It could be my apartment.
yeah, but we know it's not because it's like
We
you
don't
every time
know.
you move it goes like the background is this
Maybe I live in the future.
where nothing works. The
Yeah,
technology
where
is even worse.
it's all been broken and it's going to kill us.
Yeah, that sounds like the present day and the future.
See? Get on my
Yeah.
level.
I think we're recording. I don't even know. This is the first time I've ever done anything on Zoom, and I've
Yeah, it's
discovered that the
recording.
lighting in my office is awful for this. So I think this is going to be an audio podcast. So,
That's what
Kylie
I
Sheehy,
prefer.
well, good because your background is making it like definitely audio podcast worthy. It's like you're doing a snow angel and like just in your background every time you move your arms.
Yeah,
Kylie
in the
Sheehy, what makes
future.
you interesting?
All kinds of things.
Good one. All right. So you were born where? Where are you even from?
Yeah, great question. That's the first thing that makes me interesting, I think. So it's really just one of my superpowers, that I can be from any hometown at any moment in time. I was born in Kansas City, Kansas, and then
Not
uh,
even the good Kansas City, the bad one.
the good one. They're all fine. They're all top notch, and
What?
they're all tied for first. And then moved to North Carolina, and then moved to uh, Georgia, and then Texas, and then Kansas for a short stint, and then Washington State, and then uh, DC, then like Northern Virginia area, and then Michigan, and then back to Kansas for school, and then Cincinnati for a couple of years, and then San Francisco, and then Austin.
Wow, I thought it was like three places. It's even worse than I
No,
thought.
no, it's better than you thought. Yeah.
Did you
So
even say
really,
Detroit? Don't you live in Detroit too?
my parents live in Detroit.
Okay.
Detroit is in Michigan. So when I
Oh,
said
you said
Michigan, that's what
Michigan?
I meant. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't. This is already a really boring podcast. I wasn't even really listening to all that.
No, that's
Okay, so you
interesting. So
didn't.
anytime I get
Well,
into an Uber, someone's like, "Oh, I'm from like whatever. I just moved here." I'm like, "Oh my God, me too." And then we're best friends.
what? Yeah, what makes you want to be from the Midwest so bad? I feel
I
like
don't.
maybe
I
maybe it's just you
actively
saying that to be like try to like find some common ground with me. But I feel like you always want to claim the Midwest, even though it's like the fourth most frequent place that you've lived at.
I would say I really lean into being one of the supervillains who moved from the Bay Area to Austin. That's one of my favorite things. That's like what I like to claim as my 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 home, just like as like a concept. And then I actively tried to remove the Midwest from my pedigree. Yeah,
Oh, so you're not Midwest now because you were all about it when we first became friends, but you moved
it's
on,
tough. It's tough
just like the
because it
rest of.
like comes out of me because it's just who I am and who my family is. But yeah, like on paper, I prefer to be much more glamorously from elsewhere.
Okay, never mind. I've already like you're already a different person than I thought you were. So your dad, well, your dad was all right. Was it an army ranger? What was your
Mm-hmm.
dad? Okay, because
Yeah,
I
he
think
was. He
everyone
was.
could probably figure this out. Whenever you're from 1,000 places, you're either like homeless or in the army, military. So I'm guessing it's the latter of the two.
Yeah. Which what is former and latter? I don't remember. But like
Former
interestingly,
doesn't
another thing that makes
matter.
me interesting is that I do live among the homeless, formerly homeless. So like we're kindred spirits in a sense.
Okay, we'll get to that part. I got like notes. Okay, I made notes here. What
Okay,
was your dad?
cool.
So what was your dad's job that made you like never at
I
home
don't know,
anywhere you're
man.
ever at?
He was in the army. He was doing army stuff. We actually like had a very long conversation the last time I was home because I was like, "You never told us what your job was." And he was like, "Well, I wasn't allowed to." And I was like, "Okay."
He was a ranger, right? Because I remember like you used
For
to
a short
carry around
time,
an
right?
Army Ranger water bottle, and
Yeah,
people
my
would be like,
sick water bottle. No,
"Yeah, you
Wayne
had it."
Garrett got mad one day because he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "My dad is a ranger." And he was like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, so we were at a work. Yeah, for all my three people that are going to listen to this that weren't in the room at the time when that happened. So we were at a work training where Kylie and I became friends, and you had an Army Ranger water bottle, and we had
Yeah.
this former what West
He was
Point
a West
grad.
Pointer, but I don't know what he did beyond that.
I don't think he did anything beyond that.
Yeah,
He had
so
the
I mean, he
West
must
Point
have
ring.
served because he went to West Point, but then he like pretty much jumped ship to like 100% tailored suits and corporate American private
Yeah,
jet
to
life.
be
Yeah.
to be the director of sales for any product line that they thought that he should be in
Yes.
charge of, even though
Exactly.
he may or may not have known what that product line was. He's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
saw your water bottle. He was ready to just like jump down your ass about having
Yeah.
this
He
illegal
really
water bottle that
was.
you
He was
don't
like
deserve to
mad.
have, and then you pulled rank on him.
Yeah. No, big time I did.
So what makes
I
a
feel
ranger
like
cool?
I feel like something about what he said was like you didn't earn that or something. And I was like, okay. And then yeah, and then dunked on him. Yeah.
I got it from my dad, who's way cooler than you.
Yeah, exactly.
I never had a home my entire adolescence because
Yeah,
my dad was busy serving the country and
exactly.
defending your rights, Wayne
Yeah,
Garrett, from the
exactly.
jungle and doing
I
rangery
know.
stuff. So what does an army ranger even do? Like I know like the Green
I thought this
Berets and the
interview
Navy
was about
SEAls.
me. These are not my,
Yeah, but this is the
talk to me about
interesting
my
stuff.
job.
The interesting stuff is like why is your dad? Because all right, so that like I got like eight things about Colonel Sheehy because I
Yeah,
remember you said that it's all you'd ever talk about when I first got to know you. You said that he pitched the first pitch at a Detroit Tigers baseball game, and I went,
yeah,
"What?" And you went,
he did that.
"Quote, yeah, Colonel Sheehy has done a bunch of badass shit." So that's all I know. I feel like your origin story is very much in tune with like having a dad that was
Yeah,
cool enough to get an Army Rangers water bottle and do the opening pitch at a Detroit Tigers
yeah.
game.
Well, my origin story, another thing that makes me interesting, my origin story, so I don't know if this is in your notes or if I'm skipping around too much. I'm gonna get in
Oh
trouble
yeah, well,
again.
this is a very tight ship, so
No way.
if you skip
So
around, I'll bring you
my
back in.
my my origin story, my dad was in the Persian Gulf when my mom was pregnant. My mom had a very hard pregnancy, like almost died. And my dad, depending on your perspective, leaving anyway was either very heroic or very negligent. But it was at the time, it was very patriotic and heroic. And we were like this very solid military family. And my mom was like, go ahead, I'll be okay. And the other officers' wives like kind of surrounded her and helped her out. But she, yeah, just had a very hard pregnancy. So she ended up moving back to Kansas, where she's from. And when I was born, there was like a big to do in the Kansas City Star about whether my dad was going to make it or whether I was going to be born like before he got back. And it was like a cover story. I was like a little famous fetus, and then I was a famous new baby and toddler because they kept like checking in on us. And so then when I was
Because they
like,
didn't know he was
what?
supposed to be deployed for like exactly 9 months. Like, what do you
I don't
mean? Like,
know. I don't
okay, I was
know.
like, how would
I
he even
wasn't
make?
there yet.
Okay, okay.
So he was going to make it back. And then, yeah, he was gonna make it back. I was a big cover story, and so then by the time he was like the news like got out that this like veteran was coming home, like there's all these like news stations and stuff like at my Nani and Papa's house, and so my mom was on the TV all the time, and she hates it because she was just like she's very short, so she was like huge and pregnant. She was like, I hate these cameras in my face. But then I was born March 15th, and then my very first like homecoming was a huge St. Patrick's Day party on March 17th for St. Patrick's Day. So like my origin story is full of a lot of really compelling lore.
So it's like the at the zoo, and it's like baby watch for the baby gorilla, and everyone's
Exactly.
getting super excited about it. But you were the baby gorilla.
I was a baby human child. Yes.
Okay. Did they do the thing where like they ask all the giant donors to submit weird African names to name
I
the
wish they
baby
had.
gorilla?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
went into something with much more interesting. Something
I
people
didn't
could
know.
spell correctly.
Yeah, I don't know if Kylie was like I don't know, some weird desert in Swahili or
I'd
something,
probably
but
have like a way fatter trust fund if we had just done that.
so okay, so you did that. You were born. Then what happened after you were born?
After I was
That brings
born,
us up to you being alive.
yeah. Cut to today.
Why did you
What's your
pick Kansas?
question?
Was it just the local the KU thing? Like just because you had family ties there, or was there something about you that really wanted to be a Kansas Jayhawk?
I loved Kansas. I don't know. It was like one of those things, like when you're a senior in high school and you're like, I'm touring campuses, like KU was just where I needed to be. It was awesome. It's just a beautiful
Were you living in
campus.
Kansas then?
No, I was living in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
My
was it
dad's a
like in-state
Jayhawk and my mom went to K-State.
was it in-state tuition? No, that doesn't matter. Was it does in-state
It
tuition even
was
matter
because
too?
again, because my dad we had was a veteran, so I got in-state at Kansas.
Okay.
Mm,
You're actually I've had three guests and you're the second of the three that like had that exact same setup. Was it like
mm.
because you had a parent that was military, so you had to do in-state tuition because that was where you
Well,
were? Or there
well,
where
it
your
wasn't
parents
where I
were from?
was.
Where your
No.
parents were from though, right? Or is this you got to
Um,
do it anywhere?
I think we could have done it anywhere at the time. Like whatever the Obama administration had set up for kids of veterans, it was like any, I think, state school.
Okay. You had
Hmm.
a way better deal than my first guest, though. Either that or he was way worse at like understanding how that program worked. Because
That's,
he said he could
I think, much
only,
more possible.
yeah, he's like, I could only live in Omaha or Hawaii, and I picked Omaha.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. Do you think he thought Oahu and Omaha were the same place?
He might have. I mean,
Yeah,
you could listen to the podcast yourself, but you're never
I
going
didn't.
to. Yeah, you're definitely not. Okay, so what I know about your time in Kansas, because
Mm.
that's all you ever talked about when I was friends with you.
Yeah, well,
All right,
KU
so
was like
you were in a
peak living.
sorority?
I was.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I am. It's for life.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
You're
What do
always
you?
at a you're always from now you're always a sorority girl. That's how this works.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
So
Yeah,
okay, so sorority and you're like you took nuns out to bars to share
yeah,
the gospel.
yeah, yeah. I did
That's part
that.
of your Catholic group.
Yes.
How'd you talk them into doing that?
I mean, I still do that. That's
You
like
still
I'm
take
like
nuns out
trying
to
to go get
bars?
beers with my friend, Father Steve, who was just on Jeopardy actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go try and get beers with him and my friend Allison in a couple weeks to talk Lonesome Dove and just have him out in the public. Or like I in my tiny house where I live among the homeless, formerly homeless of Austin, I like brought a bunch of priests over to bless my tiny house and they like did confessions for some of my neighbors and they just like talked to them. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, that's just my norm. I'm just like always surrounded by holy dudes
All these
who can
holy
take care of
people?
stuff. Yeah. I do. I try my hardest. Or like I had a Christmas party not that long ago and it had shut down and it was again at the village. There's like shuttles leaving the Christmas party, and everyone had left. Like we're like shutting it down. Me and my friend are walking back to my house after we'd walked a bunch of people to the shuttle, and she's gonna help me tear down. And out of the corner of my eye, I see like four dudes in collars just like sneaking up my patio, and I was like, "What the heck?" And it was four priests who were like, "Hey, yeah, we had a bunch of other Christmas parties to get to today, but we wanted to make sure we got here." And so they just shut it down. They just came by. Yeah. So yeah, you just got to have holy people in your life who show up and want to make sure you make it to heaven.
What kind of party do like is a party with four priests at? Like a
Bomb
lot of
ass
Dr.
party.
Dre or
I mean, they were down. They're always down. They want to be among the people. You know, they want to know what we're up to so they can pull us back up and out of it.
it's like them reorienting their mission, be like, no, there is a
Yeah.
place for me. I
Yeah.
do need
They're
to I
like,
do
whoa.
have lost sheep to save.
Yes, big time. They're like, whoa, they've wandered way further than we could have even thought.
You've always been fascinating for so many reasons. One is you're my token Catholic friend who I always ask Catholic questions to.
Mm.
And I never really know if I'm getting like you're like my version of the Pope. Like my representation of all of Roman Catholicism goes through your interpretation of it.
You know, that's
So
like
I
a
never
dangerous thing. You're not really
Yeah, it
supposed to do
probably
that.
is. But I mean, so is the other institution, but
No, no. I mean, like anytime you're like this one person represents the whole deal, it's like it's just like not. It's not very sound.
no. Well, even when it's you.
I'm probably the
So
exception.
in my experience, then all Catholics are just like you,
Mm,
who take a bunch of priests to Christmas parties and
hmm.
priests that have been on Jeopardy. So how
Yeah,
is
for
but
sure.
apparently that's more common than I think, the way that you
No,
make
I
it
don't think
sound.
so. I think I'm exceptional. I'm very interesting. That's why I'm on this podcast.
Do you feel this is going well so far? Because I'm just
No,
like
not at
not
all.
no, yeah, not at all. What were your all right, so other than
Somewhere
so
between
how do
my
you even
total
like
unpreparedness for what was going to happen and you like shouting the questions at me, I feel
am I shouting? I don't know. I have this fancy podcast mic and I think it's just like way better quality than what
than you're
your
used
little
to. Yeah.
this your
Than
little headset
this.
is.
My little
Yeah.
like for my what's that thing that Michael Scott did with Vikram? You know, the phone bank job he moonlit. That's what it reminds me of.
The headset when he
Yeah.
did telemarketing.
Telemarketing, that's the word I'm
Yeah.
looking for.
Okay. It reminds you of telemarketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, now that you say it. What was the all right, so KU,
That's
you
another
were
interesting thing. I did that at Kansas. That's one of the reasons I loved Kansas so much because I had the most bomb-ass job of my whole life. I was like a telemarketer for the Alumni Association, not the Endowment Association. And I would just
you're
call alum relentlessly and be like, "Hey, I'm Kylie. Please give to the university." And they'd be like, "Okay, you sound great."
I feel like everything that you talk about being awesome is stuff that I would hate. Like being a telemarketer, like hanging out with priests, living with homeless people. Like these all sound terrible to
To be
me,
fair, I
but you
live in my
love
own
them.
home. Well, yeah, I love living the gospel. I think it's really important to live the Beatitudes and like to be a person who has a charitable heart and does good work.
And also
What do you
calls
got?
for
What do you got for
donations.
that?
And also calls people for to give them money
Well, the university
when
needs
they're
money. How are we going to get these like kids from Western Kansas educated?
but you actually like that's the fascinating thing to me. I think a lot of people would resonate with this idea of like those are good things, but they're like, "Oh, man, I don't want to do it," but you
Yeah.
like do it. Like you like it. You like this kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
Well,
like actually doing the work instead of watching all these little pussies run around sniveling about how everything is busted and sitting on their candy bar eating asses all day.
okay, you've alluded to it. Then I don't even understand. So what are you like these homeless people? I mean, we're going out of my like little
Uh-oh.
typewritten notes here,
Uh-oh.
but talk about your homeless people thing then, since now we buried the lead.
So
What is your homeless
I'm
person gig now then?
my gig. I am what's called a missional at Community First Village in Austin, Texas. So it is a master plan community of tiny homes and PMRVs, and the first 3D printed homes in the United States are there. Icon Homes built their
Wait,
houses.
what?
Icon,
Like
you know
legit
the
3D printed?
yeah, there's like an arm out there that like squeezes these houses out, and my neighbors live in them.
Holy
Pretty
wow.
sick. Yeah. And one of the
That's gotta
gentlemen
be
he
a big
just
arm.
passed. Yeah,
I
it
don't think I've
is.
ever
It's
seen
huge.
anything 3D print something that's like larger than a keychain.
Yeah, it's cool. For a while, they used to have now they're a little bit more comfortable, I think, just like generally as a company. But for a long time, they would put these huge tarps up because they didn't want us anyone stealing like their IP and like reverse engineering the process. It's super cool. They're made out of this proprietary material called lavacrete. But I digress. So it's a master plan community. Right now, there's like 500 and change homes. Like ultimately, there's supposed to be like well over 1,000. And the mission is empowering communities to live um, oh shoot, I know the mission. I'm doing a bad job. Empowering communities into a lifestyle of service with the homeless, empowering communities into a lifestyle of service with the homeless. And so we are really strategically focused on bringing men and women out of homelessness in the Austin, Texas area, because like all of the research basically supports that homelessness is actually a symptom of a catastrophic loss of family And while there are like another of other factors that like usually flow from having a catastrophic loss of family or would make a person like homeless, like having a mental or physical disability or dependency on alcohol or drugs or any other number of things, or just like traumatic life experience, whatever, is really catastrophic loss of family. That's like the big catalyst for why a person would end up on the streets. So, what I say loosely, I just live there as like a missional and friend.
You're the representative of this entire
Again,
organization.
where it gets really dangerous. Just me. Not at all. So what Mobile Loaves and Fishes and Community First Village is trying to do is like reconstitute forged family and community for these men and women. Um, and so, yeah, so like the village is out there. It's very permanent housing. If my neighbor wants to live in it for the rest of their lives, like it's not a halfway house, it's not a rehab. It's like it's a place where they can live. It's a neighborhood. We have like a little grocery store. We have a bus stop. We have like a little shuttle that runs around the neighborhood because most of my neighbors have physical or mental or both kind of disabilities. So it just makes it easier for everybody to get around. And it's also just like hot in Texas, so like having a little shuttle makes things a lot nicer. We have a hydroponic garden on site, so that every week we have a farmer's market. We have chickens, and we have like a big Alamo Draft House actually a number of years ago donated a huge amphitheater and like projection equipment. So we have like Friday night movies that are open to the public, and my neighbors work the concessions and work the parking. So there's a lot of like gig opportunities for work. Yeah, so just trying to like also just like trying to destigmatize like the way people interact with the homeless, which is another big part. So yeah, so I live out there and I like just kind of like live to be of service with my neighbors and walk alongside them and just be a friend.
Is it like a mixed income like model? So the idea is like there's a bunch of people like you that have jobs or whatever, and like in similar arrangements with the people that don't have money, so that way like the overall culture is stronger and whatnot. Is that kind
Um,
of the idea, or is it
well,
you
kind
tell
of.
me out?
So I feel like your question is ill-informed, but
Okay, inform me.
so my neighbors, again, like I was saying, it's not like a rehab or a state program or a halfway house or whatever. So all of my neighbors are responsible for their rent. A lot of them do have jobs. There's like gig work that they can kind of pick up around the village, like doing laundry or maintaining the grounds or like doing the movie nights or whatever. There's lots of opportunities for that sort of thing. And then a lot of them, like there's one woman who works at like a very cool hipster Mexican cantina in town, Denata. Her name is Kathy, and she works at like this restaurant. A lot of people work off site. Like there is one man who's standing up his own like car detailing business. His name is Joseph. So there's like any number of ways that people are making income out there. And they're all like responsible for their own rent and utilities, like any other apartment. But then um there's like, so like I said, I'm a missional and there's probably about 40 other missionals who live out there, and they're kind of a mixed bag of like retired folks, or there's like another woman who's about my age. But then there's like a couple of families, like there's all kinds of people who are missionals and are just like out there to be of service in one way or another. So some of them are working full time, some of them are retired, some of them are working part time, some work for Mobile Loaves and Fishes. So yeah, that group is a very mixed bag, but we all kind of have the same charge of empowering communities into a lifestyle of service. Yeah.
So is that like like you applied for that, or you get
Mhm.
like okay?
Yeah, it's like a so there's an application and then there's like a year long, we call it a discernment process where you like there's like a certain like set of books that you read that are kind of like informative of like what the culture is going to be like because it's a very unique place to live for sure. So yeah, there's like kind of like a small curriculum of books that you read. You get assigned a mentor with like who you can ask questions. You have to live out there like for like a week or 2 weeks, I can't remember, just to like make sure you feel called. You have to do like a certain number of volunteer hours. Like we have, like I mentioned, the market, or there's a place called the living room where we play like the NBA finals games, or we like there's like a pinball machine, or like my one of my friends does like a knitting circle there. Like so just being like part of the living room or doing whatever. And like there's an art house. Like Kendra Scott was partnered with the Mobile Loaves for a long time doing like gig work. Like my neighbors were making some of the bracelets that went on to sell at Kendra Scott. So um yeah, there's lots of ways to like volunteer and really discern like whether that's the thing that you're meant to be doing.
backing up, then you and I we met each other. You were
Hmm.
like doing a sales gig. You actually I think hated that,
Yeah, I
which
hated
is
it so
ironic.
much.
Yeah, you hated that. You like I made the comment how you like all the stuff other people hate, but you did hate that.
I
I think
hated
a lot
that
of
a
people
lot.
hate sales.
I didn't really, well, I do hate sales. I hate sales so
You told me you hated it back when you were in it.
much. Yeah, I hated it. But I was trying to also like tease out that I also hated like especially in California, like the people I worked with was very challenging, like super toxic. Like there ended up being like I left that job, went to a new job. Within the like first week I had started that job, got served like literally legal papers by this like sketchy chain smoking man who was hanging out outside my office for like 2 days and then had to like testify in court like against both the manager who was fired and one who was like quitting because she was like being wrongfully turned. I don't know. Like it was such a toxic and crazy place. So I was trying, I don't know if I hate sales or if I hate
You hated
working
that
in that
job. Yeah,
environment.
it's
Yeah,
hard to
that's
tease that out. I could say
hard
that
to
somebody's been
know.
in sales for 15 years. Sometimes you hate sales. Sometimes you just hate being in a company that you're trying to represent that isn't terrible.
Yeah, yeah. Hard to
You
say.
should totally buy all our stuff because it's definitely not awful here. This
Hmm.
company is definitely not
We're
terrible.
doing great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're at all right. So you're at the Cincinnati office, which you go from Cincinnati, which is
Hmm.
according to Tom Brady's documentary about the Birmingham Blues that I just watched, is a very hard town or rough town. I don't know. Tom Brady said something about Cincinnati. It was like they're really tough. I don't really know what
Okay.
that means, but that's all I
Yeah.
know about Cincinnati. And then
Tom
you go to
Brady's been
San
living Kush for
Francisco.
like 20 years. He doesn't know. Yeah. Like when was the last time he wasn't out of Four Seasons with a hot model
Oh yeah,
girlfriend? Yeah.
never. I mean,
Please.
back when he was the last pick in the NFL draft, maybe.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know. But anyway, so you go from Cincinnati to Silicon Valley and San Francisco, which is like,
Yeah.
I think regardless of Tom Brady's characterization, very, very different. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're totally Silicon Valley now. Like you're working for
Hmm.
startups and whatever. Well,
Hmm.
you work for the same company for a while that I'm currently at, which is very corporate, big,
Hmm.
behemoth, working for the man,
Yeah.
whatever. And then you go to a Silicon Valley startup. This lady wrote a book about Uncanny
Hmm.
Valley, a memoir by
Uncanny
Anna
Valley.
Wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I read this book and I told you about it, and you're like, that book is terrible. Like you hated it.
I didn't finish it. I did because after I got through the part about the company that I worked at, I was like, this is not compelling anymore. Her writing's not that good. I need, this has been, it's been on the order of years that I was meant to have written a better version,
Yeah. You could have,
but we
I'm sure,
discussed it.
I don't doubt you could have written a better version of that book.
Yeah, yeah, we discussed at length that like I could easily have cranked out a better version. And then you went
But
and
it
actually
was,
wrote a book, so like now I really have to do it.
yeah, no, you definitely have to do that. This is a New York Times bestseller book. So
I know.
if you could write a better, you really missed the train on that. So,
There's still
but I was
time.
compelled by that book because I thought like there was in my perception, there's like this romantic note. Like I think now we all agree that Silicon Valley is awful. Like I think
Hmm.
most of us, like that's not a hot take anymore. Like
No.
there's a lot of downside, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody actually likes Mark Zuckerberg anymore. Maybe we used to, but I don't think anybody actually likes
I
that guy
used to
now.
be a fan. I'll probably be canceled when this
Yeah,
podcast takes off.
yeah. Just wait. As soon
Hmm.
as I hit send, your career's over. I don't know what
Yeah.
send is. Send to the podcast world.
Yeah.
Um, but when I read that book, I think I was still very much my romantic Silicon Valley period. And then that was the first thing I read by a quote unquote insider who was like,
Hmm.
no, actually, this is also terrible. Like, just everything kind of sucks. The difference is if you go to a giant company, you're working for people that have had jobs before versus
Yeah.
Silicon Valley, you're
The
working for people
children. There are
that
no
for children
parents.
that
Yeah.
have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. I think some of that has changed just because like I don't know if there I would say like I feel now like so when I was working at that first startup, I feel like everyone was kind of my age. And so now we've all become like 30 something. So I don't know, like I feel like we're all kind of like still it's like the same pledge class of like people getting
That's
older, but
also
now
feels like
there's
a very
like
Silicon Valley thing to say. This like,
yeah.
did you have an employee
So
number? Like
mm,
employee number something something? That's a very
I
Silicon Valley
I
thing.
used to not here I don't because I think we have like close to 1,000 people and the company I've been at now has been around for like 10 or 12 years so it's not as important and they IPO'd already so it doesn't matter.
But you were at one point you had a number when you're at
Mm.
in San
Yeah.
Francisco. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's how cool you
Well,
were.
one time I was at a startup where I was like truly like number like 43 or something.
Wow.
Yeah. It was hella toxic. It was terrible. But yeah.
Is that when
Yeah.
you like? All right, so you're at San Francisco for a while. You had like three or four different startups, right? Or just multiple? I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something like
Okay,
that. I
and
don't
it
know.
is that when you decided to go to like do this change your life around and live with the amongst the people instead of the tech bros in Austin?
Well, I mean, I still like 9 to 5. I'm like among my tech bros. I haven't quit the tech bros, you
Okay,
know?
so you're still a tech bro.
Yeah, yeah.
But you is that like when
But in my
was it
five
did
to
you move from
nine,
San Francisco to Texas to do this
no, no,
intentional commute
I
thing?
uncovered that like completely. So I left SF in 2020, moved to Austin, and that was in July when I moved. And then in December of that year, like I said, so Alamo Drafthouse has that big amphitheater, and they were like they had pivoted, like everyone had pivoted from like their normal course of action to something else. So instead of doing like their Friday night movies in this big amphitheater, they had made it so that we were doing drive-in movies, and it was Christmas time, and my friends and I were just like so desperate for anything to do in 2020 because everything had been shut down and changed. And so we were like, we just booked these random tickets to go see Home Alone at this like drive-in. And it turned out the drive-in was actually at the Village. And so I met like a bunch of people who became my neighbors. But that's when I got plugged. So I found out about it because they play like a big trailer before they play the movie that's like, this is our village and this is why we're so interesting and unique and are making such a big impact. And you also go on a tour just to see like the neighborhood, and then yeah, then we watched a movie and it was awesome. And then yeah, and then I found out a bunch of people from my church actually like are super plugged in out there, so I yeah, so I got plugged in too. So it was just like all providential.
So you went from San Francisco to Austin just like why? Why Austin? Just because it's the closest Midwest thing
Yeah,
to
because it's
San
like
Francisco?
yeah, it's basically
You want to be back in the Midwest, but you want to still be a cool
mm,
liberal
I just don't want to be cool.
tech bro.
Yeah,
That was
definitely.
literally it. That was the answer. I nailed it.
Like, I don't
There was nothing
Well,
more to it than
really,
that.
really what happened was my best friend in San Francisco, she was like, she hit a wall one day with COVID. She was like, I'm done. Like, I'm out of here. And she's from Texas. So she was like, I'm buying a house because at the time she was working for a company that had an office in Austin. So she was like, they'll let me move. I'm buying a house. I'm getting out. I'm going back to Texas. And I was like, I like grabbed a duffel bag and I was like, take me with you for the love of God. So, so again, also very providential. I like just like kind of followed her like a sad puppy out of California.
You just were looking for any reason to get out of California.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It was COVID was so tough in the Bay.
Well, I remember that because I was supposed to, I canceled my anniversary trip to
Yeah.
Napa Valley to hang out,
Hmm.
in part to hang out with you,
Yeah.
March 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was supposed to go hang out, and then it was just like this steady stream of cancellation emails
Yeah.
like,
It was
your
terrible.
Alcatraz tour is canceled, your flight is
Everything.
canceled, your
Yeah.
everything's canceled. You're sending me an email being like, I'm not going to tell you not to come, but you probably
Yeah.
shouldn't.
But like, don't. Yeah.
Don't. I don't really want you in my house with all your Nebraska germs.
Yeah.
Was
Woof.
it so? All right. So COVID, that was like the COVID though. If it wasn't for COVID, do you think you'd still be out there, or is it just
I don't
like
know. It's hard to,
over
it's
it?
impossible to say. Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, the company I work for now has a HQ there, so it like wouldn't be crazy.
I mean, other than the like obviously the missional homeless people that aren't actually homeless because I have ill-informed questions people.
No, they
Other than
were
that, like I
homeless.
feel like your corporate life, I mean, is it that much different, like Austin versus San Francisco? Because I look
No,
at Austin, I think, oh, that's just San Francisco with cowboy boots.
no, I think that's incorrect. But I think, I mean, I work from home full time, so I don't even go into an office, which is pretty nice. But I do miss the luxury of an SF office.
Like what, like Jamba Juice smoothies and riding a
Yeah,
scooter
like
and
breakfast in the office. Like my per diem now is like $30 less per day when I'm in SF because I'm like expected to eat breakfast and lunch in the office at least because it's always there. There's plenty of coffee, there's nitro on tap, there's cold brew, there's like beers and stuff. Yeah, whatever, whatever. There's snacks out all the time.
that's like par for the course anywhere in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Yeah, I would say my office is just like another one of the very nice offices. Yeah. Not one of the
Did you
exceptional ones.
But isn't it like you get all that stuff like in lieu of like a 401k? You're like you can have all this
No, I have a
cool perks.
401k.
Okay. All right.
I don't have just like peanut M&Ms instead of a 401k.
I don't know. You might. So
It's
what? All right. So what is your job now? You're making apps for the PGA Tour. Like, what do you do?
And now I am a technical success manager at a startup called Amplitude.
So
Not
you're
really, like I
customer
said,
obsessed. According to LinkedIn, you're
I'm
customer
customer
obsessed.
obsessed. I am customer obsessed. Customer obsessed. Yeah, so I work with a number of customers to help their like product and marketing experiences, just like their overall like digital footprint.
Okay, you said a lot of buzzwords. I don't know what any of
Yeah.
that means. What is an overall
So
digital footprints and customer success? Like, what does it actually do?
what are the actual machinations of my job? I
What is,
couldn't
what
tell
is
you.
it? I mean,
What are
that's the thing
yours?
about all you
What do
Silicon
you
Valley
even
startups.
do?
You talk about digital footprints
What
and
do you
customer
do? You just
success.
blow air
None of it
across
means
buildings?
anything. At least,
So
at least when we
I
both used to work at an HVAC, calm down, it's my podcast. At least when we used to work at an HVAC company, we could be like, we make cold air, and now it's like we
I
create a digital
didn't. I
footprint. You're
didn't
like,
make
what?
it.
You could feel cold air. Like I don't even know what a digital
Yeah.
footprint even is.
So when you open an app, like for anyone really, you open the app and you're like doing some stuff, and I can pull all of that data. Like I have a product. Amplitude is the product that like shows like that customer journey and customer behavior. So then we can like optimize like speed to checkout, or we can optimize just like your general, like if it's buggy, we can optimize the experience, or we can start to work out of product to like nudge people into the app or the web store or whatever it is, and just like make it more fun and more relevant. So like when you're searching, like you're not seeing the same like bright, shiny, fun, optimistic things that I'm seeing. You're seeing like crotchety old dad shit that's like no
That's
one
what
else
I'm
wants
seeing.
to
That's what I
see.
like.
Exactly. Like your
Okay.
algorithm is tied
Okay.
into who you are.
So you're part of the problem, is what I'm hearing. You're one of the people that's making it so we can't ever get off of our phones. You want to make sure that we're all sucked into the
No, I
Ready
would
Player
say
One dystopian future.
one of the things I really enjoy is like kind of helping customers see that like good churn is a solution, right? You want someone to like do what they need to do and then maybe not come back for a long time because they feel like satisfied and got it done. And one of the like symptoms of a bad product or bad marketing experience is like someone like dragging through or slogging through or having to like repeat visits in some instances. Yeah.
So you like want me to get in, give you my credit card information right away, and then move on to something else. So that way I can come up with some new thing to spend my money on later, then just do that really effectively.
If you want, I don't know. Like not all the apps are for like some apps are for calendars. You're not buying anything on the calendar app.
Then why? Yeah, but okay. But you want to make sure that I'm staring at my calendar app all day?
No, that's what I mean. Like you shouldn't be. It should be like a really smooth, it should be integrated, it should be seamless, and then you should be like, all done. I love it.
Do you love your calendar app?
I do love my calendar app. That was
Okay.
actually really like Calendly just not Calendly, Clockwise just sold out to Salesforce, and I was devastated. Now I just have to rely on Google Calendar. They're coming up to speed nicely, but it's going to be a while.
Oh wow. I'm
Hmm.
sorry for your loss. I don't even know what calendar app I use. I have this calendar. This thing's awesome. It's like manual. It's hard to this is not gonna translate well to the
What is
podcast.
that?
You like it's something from this hipster store where I literally have this piece of paper that I flip over to tell me what day it is.
That's fun. I
That's my
like that.
calendar.
That's very tactile.
Oh yeah, I'm all about the tactile experience.
Yeah.
That's why I think that you're one of the people ruining my life with all
Okay.
your optimization and digital footprints.
Yeah, sure. Who
Are
else
you
is
running any
ruining your
marathon?
life? Who else is
What?
ruining your life? Who else is
Who
ruining your
else?
life?
Oh, it's a long list. That's why I started this
Yeah.
podcast. I just want to
Uh,
confront all these people. Are you running any marathons or doing any stand-up comedy right now?
I have a competition in August.
A marathon
Um,
or a stand-up comedy
stand
competition?
up. I need a type
Okay.
5, maybe type 4. I'm like, yeah, I need to get on it. I need to be doing some open mics.
Are you still actively trying to get good at stand-up,
But
or
I'm
is it
not
just like a
running. No, I mean I mean like always kind of, but like not actively, like not in my actual spare time.
You're not the guy that's sorry, not the guy. You're not a guy.
Yeah,
You're not the person that's
not.
trying to actively. Most people I would like not correct myself after saying that, but with you, I know it's important to you.
It's
Um,
important to everyone.
it's less important to some people. You're on the on the as far as the customer digital footprint experience of using the
Mm,
word guy incorrectly. I gotta
mhm.
correct that real quick, otherwise you'll
Yeah,
start.
you'll be
It'll
canceled.
just it'll cancel and it'll
Yeah,
just like derail you until you can
sorry.
set me straight.
Good luck moving
Not even know what my
books.
question was. Are you so you're not the person that's like trying to do like I don't know if you've seen the have you seen the is a terrible pocket. What's the guy? Pete Holmes show the stand up show where just like
Crashing.
yeah, crashing. Where like every
Mm.
single night he's going trying to get like open mic nights and handing out flyers because this is like his life's passion and he wants to get really, really awesome at it.
I
He'll
mean, it
stop in
like
the exhaust.
is, I would love to be good at it. It's so much fun, but I'm working. I have like a real job, unfortunately, at this moment. So
Would you
yeah.
ever quit your real job to do the fun thing?
Yeah, I would. I totally would. I don't know like when the benchmark, I don't know what I'd have to be like feeling pretty confident, but I totally would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can relate to that. I'm just looking for a reason to quit my job like every single day.
I'm not
Huh.
really like looking for a reason to quit, but like in a hypothetical world where I was just like I had plenty of time to go to open mics every night at like and do a 2 a.m. spot, even just like and it's not even about time. It's just about like that makes me feel so tired.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
I feel like stand-up is definitely a young person's game. I would have said a
Yeah.
young man's game, but I know better than to
Young
say that.
person.
A
Yeah.
young
Yeah.
person's game.
Uh-huh. Good for you.
Well, and like I actually go to it like there used to be a stand-up club like 5 minutes from my house, and so I'd go to that. I don't know, whenever somebody was good there. But it's like now it's I would see stand-ups that I knew who they were from like weird 90s movies, and it just looks rough. Like
Yeah.
they're still funny, but it's like these 60-year-old guys who are like
Yeah.
huge in 93, and it's just like you're doing a set that starts at 9:30 p.m. It's
Yeah.
your third set of the day, and you're in Omaha. Like
Yeah.
the only reason why
Oh
people
yeah.
come to
No, it's a
Omaha, granted,
grind.
we have an excellent stand-up comedy club in Omaha, like one that like literally they always talk about how awesome it is, but it's because they it's one of those where people go to work on new material before doing it, like
Hmm.
selling
Yeah.
out an arena or something. So like Nate Bargatze in his latest special did like 3 nights at our
Oh,
tiny little
fun.
40-man stand-up comedy club, so he could test out the material for now is what is it? His Big Dumb Eyes tour.
Mm.
So like we
I'm
get like
going to see
really good
him.
acts, but it's
I'm going to
definitely one
see
of
him
those
this
things where
month,
like
actually.
I see these people and I'm like, I I can't stay up this late, like past 9 on a given night. And I'm 36. I feel old, but
Yeah, you're
these guys
super
were
old.
when they were 36, they were still in SNL. It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy how old you are.
Yeah, that was the point of that. Did you ever end up getting that K Money tattoo that you're gonna do that your friends talked you out
No,
of?
I did not. I did not.
What was it gonna be?
I
It was a
should
K
have.
dollar sign,
I
right?
don't even
Cash
remember
money.
anymore. Yeah, I'm really glad I didn't. I feel like getting a tattoo of your own nickname is challenging.
In what way? What's the challenging part of it?
Just that you have to live with that for your whole life. You have to live with like knowing you were that much of a douche that you got your own name tatted on you.
I may have done that.
You have a tattoo that says Christopher,
No, so I got a tattoo of my name in Greek, like just the word in Greek.
just like
And it's
in case
probably
you
gonna,
ever get lost in like Mykonos,
yeah, I can't
they can
speak Greek.
identify
That's
your
why
body.
yeah, I don't even speak Greek, so you can say anything really.
Yeah, yeah. I could say that's hot.
Yeah, it's like one of those it's like it used to be
Why did
really
you do that? Walk me through that.
well, I think it was one of those things where like uh just the look of like Greek words was like really cool with like within the little group of circle of people that I was in for a while. Like that was like the Christian tattoo. If you're gonna get a cool and I'm talking about like when I say my group of people, this is where like the Protestant and the Catholic like path is probably very divergent. Like cool Christian tattoos when I was a kid or like an adolescent were all like you get
Your
something
own
in
name in Greek.
well just anything in Greek, anything in Hebrew.
So
Like
like you
that's
could
like
have
a
gotten like
cool
John
look.
3:16, but in Greek, and you chose to get your own name.
Yeah, I could have. Well, I mean it's all the same to
Cool.
me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, got it.
So yeah, so now I can live with that for the rest of my life. Well, I actually have like this whole bigger like metaphor of like, 'cause so my name is Christopher, which is
Hmm.
like Greek for is two Greek words, Christus and Pharos, which means bearer or bringer of Christ, depending on which Google definition you pick.
Hmm.
And so like I had this whole like thought about like, a shield bearer and a lion and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, none of it like it's like would make any sense without like my name. So I just started with the name and then I went, I don't need all the rest of that stuff. And now it'll probably get covered up by something else at some point.
Hmm. Hmm. When did you get that tattoo?
Not that long ago. I think like 5 years ago.
So you were 31. This is like actually not
Oh
like,
yeah, I was in my 30s. Yeah.
uh-huh. Okay. Well, because you presented it like, oh, when I was a kid, like when
Yeah.
I was like 18, like going
Well, this is like
to,
my second year of being a dad. I mean, I'm a whole different person now. You also have
right.
this ability where like I could tell that exact same story to somebody and not feel really judged and terrible about my choices. But when I talk to you, it's just I always start a story and go like, oh man, I didn't think that this was dumb until I like saw your reaction. And it makes me wonder like where the truth is. Like, am I really as terrible as I feel after I speak to you or not? It's hard to say.
No one knows.
You know what? Before we don't talk about anything else, I really do think we need to talk about how we got to know each other in our reality game show
Mhm.
environment that we were
It
placed.
was like living the real world,
Yeah. So, okay.
but like we
So,
were all uglier. Yeah.
do you want to describe what building efficiency sales training is, or should I? I think I want to hear your definition. I
So
want to tag
it's
on to it.
called building efficiency sales training. I don't know if it still exists. I'm sure there's some version of it, but it was specifically
Well, we
called
don't building efficiency division anymore, so they keep on changing
mm,
what the B and the E stand for. I still think that
that's a
they use
bummer.
the acronym best,
Of
but I think they
course, you
re-engineered
have
like,
to.
what the acronym stands for every single like reorganization.
That makes sense. I mean, that's fine. But yeah, so they specifically used best so they can call this group of new grads the best class. So you're recruited to this elite circle of Avengers who is like
In
meant
this of
to
new hire corporate America new hires.
corporate American new hires. Everyone is like 22. And you're all like plucked from your schools across the country and like assembled, like I said, into this all-star team. And you come to find, and you're like enamored with like this intercontinental travel that you're going to have. And it turns out that's just like Milwaukee and Oklahoma.
In Norman, Oklahoma, in San Antonio, but not even the part of
Not
San.
even like, no, like where the factories are outside of San Antonio.
It's the place where they can't get any unions. Like it's literally they pick the
That's
area of
how
San Antonio where union workers aren't allowed to
it's
go.
like forever outside of San Antonio. So yeah, so there's like, and then sometimes if you're lucky, you get to go to York, PA. So yeah, but it's the first time. Like, I don't know what was going on with our group, but like no one had any serious relationships like coming out of college. So everyone was single. It was the first time we had an expense account. We were all staying in a
Yeah.
hotel. Like so it was like suspended reality. Like and we
Yes.
weren't home with our regular friends for like 2 weeks at a time. So we were
Yes.
like had to like fuse into each other and like survive. And then there was also a ranking system. It was
Yes.
like it was crazy. It was crazy.
It was, and the closest thing I could think of is a reality game show, and I felt that while I
Yes.
was in it too. It's
No,
like
it felt to me like the real world. Like
so it was,
especially
yeah, it
like the
was
real
definitely
world
the real
because there
world.
was no winning. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
real world.
we were just
Yeah,
on
it was like whose
parade.
side is it anyway? Because there was points though, but they didn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so you
you're
couldn't
right.
win.
You
Yeah.
couldn't win, and it was like
No.
so. Okay, so I would so yeah, so every 2 weeks, so we had about what 30 of us or so, and I think
Hmm.
most of us were from different cities. There's a
Yeah.
few people that were like we had like Boston had like 4 people, but most of us were from different cities, and then we had one guy, Wassam, from
Yeah,
the
from
Middle
Dubai.
East, who
Hmm.
got from Dubai, who was in our group for a little while, and then he got transferred to a different group, and they realized he doesn't actually sell any of the things that we're training him. And the idea was that we would have a 6 month training program, but it was like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So the first 2 weeks would be all these 20 somethings living in a hotel, separate hotel rooms, but in the same hotel for 2 weeks. Then we'd
Yeah.
go home, do a bunch of stupid homework, or maybe our real jobs.
Our real
Some of us had
jobs.
actual work to
Yeah.
do. I didn't. Like my boss was like, we'll talk about your real job once your training's over. And then we just actually never really got to that part. And I'm still there 12 years later and still haven't figured out what my job is. So we go like 2 weeks in Milwaukee, and then we would go home to wherever home was, and then we come back another 2 weeks in Milwaukee. We did that for 6 straight weeks. Was it that?
6 months.
6 months. And it was at least, I think it was 8 weeks altogether living out of a hotel room, something like that. I don't know, but it was, 6 months long. But it was my first experience. I think, like, you were in sororities, and so I always felt like it was my college experience because I wasn't in a fraternity. I was in the engineering dorms for all the scholarship engineering nerds. And so it was like, yeah, it was exactly what you would think. It was all these people. Like, I had the lowest ACT score on my floor.
Why were you guys even talking about your ACT scores?
I'm just saying, like, as somebody who still had a good enough ACT score to get on a full ride engineering scholarship, I was the dumbest one. So you can imagine what our social scene was like. But then we go to, so that was my 5 years of college, because I don't know if you knew this about me, but I have a master's degree.
Yeah, no,
5 years of college. And then we had this like weird experience where, like you said, all of a sudden we have all unlimited funds, unlimited money because we could use our work credit card to buy all of our food. And it just turned into this like weird free for all thing where we'd sit in an 8-hour training session on air cooled chiller. Not even air cooled chiller. Like, it was like the individual parts of air cooled chillers. Like, what is this tube?
Just like the concept. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like they have these cool tubes. Let's talk about this very specific tube that's inside it for 8 hours. And then we'd have weird homework on that. And then we would get a ranking system 1 through 33 at the end of every week to tell us how awesome we were.
33, that's what it was. Yeah.
And then the rest of the time was just ours. And man, it was
also weird.
insane.
Yeah. So the guy who was leading the course was a creep, and no one could like really articulate what was so creepy about him until a judge finally did, and sent him to jail.
He got sent to jail.
He didn't get sent to jail. I thought he did.
He got convicted. I don't know if there was jail time involved. But yeah, there was a lawsuit out there. For embezzling money. I think he's actually one of the few people that subscribes to this podcast. I probably shouldn't say
hope so.
too much about it, but it was he was definitely a game show host type of personality, not a engineering professor like I think
like
most
a
of us
game
were
show
used to.
host for like I don't know what. Like, what child's in my bed or something? I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah. Woof.
Well, yeah.
Where do you go from there? I don't know.
I don't know where you go from there. I mean, I don't all the directions I can think of are directions I don't want to go. I remember we had it was such a weird, like, odd couple of like these 30 people, because it was a lot of them was exactly what you'd expect, like super like people that want to go into sales, right?
But also like everyone was an engineer, I think.
Everyone was an engineer, so they're all pretty smart. Like, some have better social skills than others, or very smart. Yeah, some were very smart. But some people like had better social skills. Like
Chloe is like a lawyer now. Like there were some like real smart folks in that class.
Well, yeah, Chloe's like one of the she's a lawyer for the ACLU, and she's
crushing.
Yeah. And then there's the other parts of the guys that maybe aren't actually that smart, but just huge douchebags. And there's definitely a lot of that going on. And those were the people that like.
And also, I want to say, like, we're talking about it like we were given like hundreds of thousands of dollars. We had like a per diem that was like maybe a few hundred, but we were all just so young. We were like, this is life changing. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I still
like we're talking about it like it's an NFL signing bonus, but it was really just like,
no, it was we had beer money. Like, we just had beer money. That was all it was. Like, we had a hotel that was comped, and we had beer. We could eat food, and then we had enough for beer after. But it was still like insane. Like, I remember one of our friends from Austin, from the Austin branch.
He was the one. He was the only one in like a very serious relationship, I feel like.
Yeah, he got married during that time. Yeah, he was engaged when he started it, and then so he got married. But I remember his goal every single trip was to say he wanted to spend $0 of his own dollars.
Yes.
Which like fits his personality.
And he probably did,
totally,
to be honest.
Yeah. And he did. Like, he never bought it. Like, I've always been like a souvenir shopper. Not him. No. Not that there's like a lot of souvenirs in Norman, Oklahoma that I wanted, but it was just like he literally would just try to limit all of his spending to just meals.
Exactly.
And that was it.
Just get it covered. Yes, totally. And he probably still had a great time.
I think he had as good of a time as anyone else did.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
My
What a
well,
life.
when you it's funny because like you still like I still hear stories about things that happened like during that time that I didn't know, like closed door kind of stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
Like you kind of knew certain like this is the real world stuff, right? Like the MTV. You knew certain people like hooked up, and you heard certain stories, and like this guy showed up late to class the next day, but when he came back, he had a coffee in hand for one of the girls that sat by him who he never sat by before. Like there's a lot of that kind of stuff. But like I remember our mutual friend was telling me something about like it was his birthday, and one of the people went up to him and from our group and was like, "Hey, what do you want for your birthday?" He goes, "I don't know, maybe a blowjob." And she's like, "Oh, okay, stop by my room later."
Woof.
Like stories like that, you hear that like, what?
Gross. Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was a weird time. That's what happens. You put too many like young 20 something people in a hotel room with no
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah. There was no adult supervision. The only adult there was our game show host friend who,
Yeah, who probably went to
yeah.
jail.
The other thing that I remember from that, I'm just going through my notes, is
Mhm.
you started a fantasy football league without me during that time.
Without you?
Do you seriously not remember that? I made a stink
No,
out of that for years. Here it is
no,
over
I didn't.
13 years later, and it's still like, I'm still bringing it up.
Yeah, no, clearly it's affected you more than me. I have no memory
We
of
had
that.
our own little core group of friends that we
Splinter,
made,
yeah, we
and we
called ourselves a
all
Splinter group.
started a
Yeah.
fantasy football league, and I found out about it after the fact. And and then I made sure I brought it up every single trip from then on out.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that at all. But
Oh,
I apologize. I was so
well,
young.
yeah, you've learned a lot about how to treat
Yeah,
people since then.
exactly.
I did. I also saw on your LinkedIn page that you still have that you were bragging about being ranked number three.
Do I have that on there?
It's still on there. You ranked number three. Remember who number two
Amazing.
was?
You were number two.
Yours truly. And number one doesn't count. He has a very big heart. That's a little inside
Yeah.
joke for all of our
Probably
viewers.
also in jail. Yeah.
let's
Almost
let's
definitely
only
he's in jail.
let's only hope for all of our sakes. Okay, Kylie, what else? Anything else we should talk about? Who is your favorite sports team? This is another fascinating thing about it. I can never figure out what teams you root for. So you're a
Yeah,
Chiefs
right
fan?
now I'm really into Wemby and the Spurs, of course. I think Spurs are going to take it in five.
Take what? The
The
championship?
finals.
The finals.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wemby and the Spurs. Have you been,
Yeah.
was this a new, like the NBA, is that a new
Yeah.
addition to
Just
your,
because Central Texas is going so crazy for the Spurs, and the Spurs are just so unproblematic and good, and like the people of San Antonio and Central Texas are like just my favorites. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in right now.
are
And
they
then when
still
football
that,
season comes back around, I'll be like fully on board for the Chiefs again. I mean, I'm never not on board for the Chiefs.
because your Chiefs, apparently Spurs now, that's a new
Yeah,
ad. And
Spurs is
then
new.
Detroit,
Spurs is
Detroit Tigers, right? Aren't you a
hmm
Tigers baseball fan?
Yeah, but I'm also a big Royals fan. But they're in different leagues, so that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously KU, but
Kansas
are
always.
they,
Yeah.
are they good at stuff currently?
Yeah, they're in like in the playoffs for baseball. They could be coming to Omaha.
Could they? Nebraska
hmm
just lost last night, so I was at a bar and watched the
But
softball.
doesn't everyone have to come through Omaha? That's like the only thing you guys have is the College World Series.
Yeah, that's no. We have Warren Buffett
Oh, you have a
still.
walking
Or
bridge
no?
too, and a zoo.
Yeah, and a zoo
Yeah.
and a
That's
bridge.
the
Yep.
list.
But no, Warren Buffett for the moment being. I mean,
He's gonna die soon.
he's already stepped down, so now he's really just a mascot. He's not even
Yeah.
running Berkshire Hathaway anymore. But you know,
You know.
he's still ours. He still shows up
Yeah.
on all the Forbes lists.
Yeah.
But like you went to Kansas when it was the historically worst football team ever in the history of ever, right?
I feel like yes.
I think you were at KU when they're like 0 and 12 for like 3
I
years in a
think
row or something
so.
crazy.
Yeah. Because it was after Mangino left. I don't think we lost right away when Mangino left. Um, but then yeah, we were certainly not on an uphill trajectory.
Were people still like showing up? Did you go to KU football games or just all
hmm
basketball all the time?
No, we went to football games.
Were they like what was the vibe? Was it just a
Vibes were
party?
high. Vibes are always high.
Okay, so you still enjoyed it. It was just like, but you just were you there for the football? Did people actually like Were they hopeful, optimistic, or
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
it's just a
of
thing?
course,
Okay.
always. That's what I'm saying. Vibes are
Okay.
high, man. Vibes are big.
You could be a Husker fan with that kind of attitude.
Yeah, but I have too much self-respect.
Hey, water's warm. You can join whenever you want.
Yeah,
Anything else, Kylie?
I don't think so. Any other questions about what makes me so interesting?
I don't know. I don't even know if we covered it. I don't know if we've convinced my 3 viewers yet that you're worth this time on their
Mm, mm,
while they're on the treadmill.
mm,
But I
mm.
think one thing I've learned about just listening to podcasts is that it really people have they have very low expectations out of a lot of their podcasts. Like
Yeah,
I listened
that's
to
true.
Conan O'Brien interview who was it? Kristen Wiig.
Uh-huh.
It was the worst interview I think I've ever heard in my life. Like this is easily a better interview than that. Kristen
Oh,
Wiig is
really?
it's awful. You should listen to it. It's awful and a total waste of time. You should definitely check it out.
Interesting. That's like
It was
actually
like
kind of fascinating.
it is like
Yeah, because
that was
those
my
two
big
people are
takeaway.
like in showbiz. That's their
Yeah, well,
whole
Conan,
gig.
like I love Conan, and I think that he's the
Same.
kind of guy that like really wants his guests to come across well, you know?
Yeah,
And you can
yeah.
just see him like just
Stress.
wheels turning, trying
Yeah.
to help her. And he would say stuff like Kristen Wiig would give responses like, yeah, some people just think I'm, not very interesting. And you'd be like, oh, really? It's like Conan be like, what? Yeah, no, like
I've
where am I
actually
supposed to go
heard
with that?
interviews of him talking about how practiced he or how he like made it a skill for himself to be a good host and interviewer. So he like yeah, he takes it very seriously and especially because he kind of had to like on his show, especially early on, he was interviewing like C and D list celebrities or like kids
Hmm.
who were like had like side roles on 90210 or whatever and just like are equally unpracticed in like giving an
Yeah,
interview so they would genuinely answer like yeah like I like ketchup and he'd be like oh okay like so
yeah,
dope like yeah
yeah. It's just like he always has this fake. I don't think it's most of the time fake. I think sometimes it has to be, but just like, oh yeah, ketchup is great. Yeah,
yes
tell me about
exactly
that. And
yeah
you can see with Kristen Wiig that one, which like to your point, I thought it would be great just knowing that she's funny,
yeah
and it was.
it's
I
like not
just like
it
my heart just broke for this man because it's like I have never been in that exact situation. I mean,
really going through it Conan
I've been in a lot of terrible sales calls, like where you could tell it's just not working. But
yeah
man, it was
maybe
it
you should
was rough.
rethink what you're doing
Yeah, yeah. So, but that being said, I'll take Kristen Wiig on my podcast anytime.
yeah good idea no I bet she's open
Yeah,
to it.
yeah. Now that she knows
Yeah,
knows
that
my
you hate her.
that I
Yeah.
hate. I think she's an awful podcast
Yeah, no, but she's just like
interviewee.
super. If she wasn't eager before, she's eager now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's definitely
that's
the
the
vibe that I
trick.
have.
That's the secret sauce. Hmm.
All right, Kylie.
You'll get there.
Thank you.
My pleasure. There's no like close. There's no
I don't
like,
know this. How are we supposed to do this? The last podcast we closed was my wife sent a text saying it's raining outside and Ben's trunk is open. Ben was my guest, so we said we better get outside and close
time
your
to close
trunk.
up shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, it's been a slice. Always
All
a
right.
pleasure,
Good.
Christopher Beatty.
Thank you.
Interesting People is produced by Chris Beatty in his basement. Thank you to Kylie Sheehy for always being a thrill to talk to, even when it's just to make fun of me. Be sure to check out her kick-ass nonprofit she's a part of, Mobile Loaves and Fishes. Its web address looks a lot like MILF.org, but it's not that one. It's MLF.org. MILF.org is something else. Signing off from the greatest city on earth, some might even say better than Austin, Texas, Omaha, Nebraska.